We've been asking questions back and forth across to Twitter, and Twitter have got questions for you. Who'd have thought it, hey?
I don't know.
Well, let's go and go to our first question then, from @MadBinder. I have seen Wukong getting banned sometimes. Why?
Wukong is a strong hero. The thing he has is the ultimate gets tons of damage and CC at the same time after level 11. And I don't think he's worth a ban always, but only if you're planning to play some squeezes hero, because he can just do ultimate and kill you before you even touch the floor.
Okay, a little side question on top of that. If you were to run him, where does he run better, mid or top? Because you see him in both positions lately.
I think mid. Mid is really good. You can always farm freely and do even the wolves, but it depends. Like, you can play at top. It's almost the same, I think. You can always free farm. You only have troubles the first levels, and after 6 you're fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, we saw you obviously running Wukong in Katowice as well. We've seen Giants running, I think, this tournament. Samux running in top
lane.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything particular? Because I think we saw him banned against Giants a few times now. I mean, is there any reason you would ever use a ban towards Wukong? I mean, he is a great initiator.
Yeah, that's the thing. They play with teleport, and it's really annoying when he has the home guards and just go base, teleport somewhere, and comes invisible with the ultimate. That's the best gank you can get.
The best gank you can get. You can't complain at that. Actually, I'm going to keep on to Giants, because I remember the Samux game, and it was against... who was it against? The one they lost at Samux, you ran it on the top lane. And they had such a great team comp. It was against you, of course it was. It was your game. Yeah. And they were actually ahead in that game, quite a way ahead, in fact, for one point. I think it was like 4 or 5k ahead. And they had the perfect team comp team. And they never fought you as a team. I didn't understand why.
We had a kiting team and Nidalee. She's the best. A split push and throw spears. I got really lucky that I hit all my spears at some point. Like, I remember I threw like 10 spears and I hit. I even killed Jimbo and me. Like,
you did, yes.
2 spears in a row, like one and another one, and they couldn't control it. They were just lost. Wukong was trying to initiate, then just going to defend top, then moving around, and they couldn't get in engage at all. I think they didn't do any good team fight in that game.
We saw you in Katowice against, I believe it was a Zubu Frost, and you didn't miss very many spears that game on the Helis on his Amumu. Do you want to go ahead and go to another question? Morsum? Oh, that's the kind of, I can't read it. It's really interesting. But who's the strongest mid player in Europe and North America right now to you?
Ooh, that's a tough question.
And I don't think you can include. I think you can probably include yourself.
From America. From America, it's hard to tell because I didn't watch it. But I guess like Curse are looking really good. And Wajak is playing really good with the team. He does really good in the mid. Never lose her at least. He's always equal or ahead. And then as a team player, he has a lot of coordination with his team. And from Europe, I will say Froggen. Froggen is always really hard to lane against. He always knows what to do. He always knows what to do, except that misclick from TF, but besides that, he does. Except that, he does always fine.
And keeping on that same vein, how do you think the European and the North American mids compare to one another? Because I know it's always been said, Europe has a lot of strong mid laners.
Well, I don't really know the difference. I think Americans are more passive as well. They farm, they never try to take advantage, while we are more sneaky, like trying to get kills somehow, roaming around, and that's the only main difference I see.
But you could surely say the same with Froggen. He farms.
Yeah, he farms, but he's as well farming, but he's not gonna lose the chance of trying to get a kill or move around or you see he farm, but he's always trying to do something as well.
And throw in another question in there. What about the Asians?
The Asians. Well, the Asians mid, I don't think they are that great. They are good for sure. They farm, they do what they have to do, but it's mostly, with the Asians, it's mostly a team play. They have 5 good team members on the team, and you cannot just beat one and the other fall will carry him. That's the thing. They're all good in the team. They're all good team comps. So, Jason, I believe we have one more question.
Yeah, we do. It's from @BexterHulkface. That is an interesting Twitter name, probably a lot better than mine, though. Who's your favorite champion to commentate on or play?
To commentate on play? Well, I don't know right now, actually. I guess
probably Kassadin after that backdoor.
Yeah, like Kassadin, for sure. It's really cool to watch him, but yeah, either Kassadin or Lux or Nidalee, something like that can make big plays.
Something you like to hear, ooh, from the commentators desk when something happens.
Saying, ooh, something like that.
Well, I mean, everybody likes seeing the big damage champions. Obviously, the Nidalee Spears always brings out the thing, and everybody goes, oh, I don't know why you're always so surprised by it. It's great to see the hit points just go.
Yeah, you never expect that when the guy's full HP and he just dies. How could it happen? That shouldn't be possible.
It feels good as well when you hear that
When you hear the best is when you don't see it, you throw the spear, and then you hear the you're like, okay, we won this fight. Let's go. We can fight now. We won it.
So, I mean, is there anything that you've really been surprised by in Season 3? Anything you'd like to see maybe changing in Season 3?
Yeah, I think after watching that game, the last game I was watching with Quickshot, they fight at top lane, and we're like, man, they are not losing any HP. They are hitting each other, and they're both full HP.
Two greased up fat ladies,
yeah,
I believe they call them.
I think Warmog should be nerfed.
That's hot.
Like, it's not that it needs a nerf, but it makes the game really boring to see two guys with 4,000 HP not dying at all.
So do you think it needs, what, more gold put onto it? Because, I mean, they've obviously already added the regrowth pendant, one more in there. Do you think it needs something else? Maybe
reduce some HP or the health regen a bit or something.
Take it away from 1,000.
I believe they did nerf the regens. It was 1.5%, now it's down to 1, if I'm not mistaken.
It's 1 to 1, okay, yeah. But they still need to nerf it a bit more. They just remove it. Will make the game more fun.
I mean, the fact that everybody's building it still is obviously saying, okay, it may need a little bit more. Do you think knocking it down to 750 hit points, something like that? I mean, if you get, 700's the frozen mallet straight away.
Yeah, if you put it a bit lower, that at least people will think to get the frozen mallet instead of that. That's
just change it up a little bit.
Nerf it a bit, so people don't buy it first item on top laner. They do Warmogs on fire every game, so...
Actually, I think, dude, I have one more Twitter question, actually. I was looking through it real quick, and it's actually really good, because you were mentioning it earlier, when you guys do scrims and you lose against a team, you don't get angry. You look at it and you try to learn from it. And it's a question from at the Eldest Hill, and it's, what's the best tip you have for non-pro players? Because, we have a lot of teams who are going to be coming in mid-season to try to fight for their own chance, and it's a good thing to give them some advice from a, professional player yourself.
Well, you gotta enjoy the game a lot. Even when you lose, you gotta try to not get mad and think, okay, I'm gonna take the best from this and improve. Just gotta try to enjoy everything. Even when you lose, gotta try to think about why did you lose, what are you gonna do better next game, and why you wanna play more. So
okay.
I think that's the best. Just not gonna get mad.
And one of the things that I always noticed, certainly in the live qualifiers, was you will see the top solo players, and I guess, we could talk about it with the Frello, the King is back. The top solo players, that how they transcend into becoming top team players. And, the fact that you look at these collegiate teams, I'm thinking certainly from American perspective, they have these great teams that come through. We also had, I think it was one of the top normal 5v5 teams that they played 3,000 games or something crazy like that in normal. And they went in towards the ranked, and they just flew up just to qualify. I think they went 18-1 and qualified straight through. But they didn't get through because they didn't quite have the teamwork that you guys have. What is it really that steps that teamwork apart? Is it simply just hours and hours of practice?
Yeah, you need to practice against other teams. If you can practice against someone that is better than you, that's even better, because you are going to learn way more. When you are just playing solo queue, you might improve a bit your solo queue skill, not your mechanical skills, be a bit better, but then when it comes to team play, it's totally different. You can be the best one in solo queue and the worst one in a 5v5 game.
And how do you think the European scene, and I've leveled this at the American scene, and I've always said to them, I don't physically understand how the American scene can actually be behind Europe, because A, the fact that there is a massive language barrier in Europe. We have, I don't know how many countries are in the whole European nations, but there's a lot of them in this area, and there's a lot of different languages. English is not, it is the primary language, but not everybody speaks it. For example, we have the Copenhagen Wolves now. They're going to have a German coming into it. They do actually have transcended into English now that Kautard joined them, but they used to speak all Danish before that. Yourselves, obviously you've been in Spanish teams before, no doubt. Spanish is your main language. How do you find it in Europe, the fact that there are so many different languages when you have to find this player? A, you may find this guy that's absolutely godlike at, say, jungle or top, but he might not be able to speak English.
You gotta teach him to speak English. Well, that's the thing. When we first joined our team, before we were even Fnatic, I didn't speak English pretty much. I just knew how to say, let's go top, let's go bottom, and go back and go in. That's why what I was saying to my team. I didn't need any more than that. I knew what to do. I could grind, and during the game, I was just talking important stuff, nothing else.
Well, that may well actually bring us into the smart ping feature that's coming out shortly as well. You might be able to, that helps out. Obviously you've seen it yourself, you've seen it in action. But things like that is going to transcend and help the game progress.
Yeah, it's going to help you. Like people that don't speak any English at all, they're going to be able to communicate with their teammates.
So, ladies and gentlemen, We are going to head over to Joe and Quickshot because the next match is about to get underway.